Yesterday, real quick review on yesterday. If I have two triangles, and I want to show they're congruent, I know it was a lot of work, but what did I need to do? If I want to show those two triangles are congruent yesterday, what did I need to show you? I know it was a lot of work too. So what did I need to show you if all those two triangles are congruent? Here we go. Josh, what did I need to show you?
All the angles and all the sides.
Yeah, it was a pain. I get it. It was a pain, right? We had to do all this. And then not only was that not good enough, then I needed to do this. And then that's third angle theory. Good news. Here's the good news. You don't need that anymore. There's actually less information you can provide that shows two triangles are congruent. Okay, less information. You do not need to do this anymore. Everyone good? I'm going to show you over the course of the next week five different ways to prove triangles congruent without doing all this work. Okay, today is the first two. First method that proves triangles congruent without showing everything is called SSS. That's an abbreviation. SSS, abbreviation for side, side, side. Okay, side, side, side. What is that telling you? If you can show me all three sides are congruent, guys, we're done. We're done. The triangles are congruent. You don't need to say a word about the angles. Okay, so if you can only show me all three pairs of sides are congruent, good enough, the triangles are congruent. Make sense there? All right. Okay, side, side, side. And take a look at the diagram. As long as I have all three pairs of sides, we're done. Don't care about the angles. Second method, I'm going to go a little slower on this one because this one's a little bit different. SAS, abbreviation for side. Oh, what do you think the A means? Angle, side. So let's talk about this. Does that mean if I have two sides and an angle, they're congruent? No, it does not. Listen carefully. I can only use this. Notice where I've placed the A. Where's the A in SAS? In between what? The sides. So that's where your angle has to be. Look at my diagram. Does everybody see? Just look at one triangle. Everyone see how this angle is in between the two sides? Do you understand what I mean by in between? Two congruent sides and the angle's in the middle of it. Do we see that? This is side, angle, side. Watch what I do now. Let me put the congruent angle somewhere else. Are those angles in between? No. So this is not side, angle, side. And guess what? This is never going to be away. The angle has to be in between. All right? SSA, and yes, I'll do it now, ASS, the donkey theorem, never going to be away. Okay, so darn it, if that angle's not in between, they are not congruent. Okay, don't automatically think two sides in an angle, you're good. The angle's got to be in between the sides. Good? In between. Okay, let's test these out on you now. Let's test these bad boys out. So here's what I want to do in the next 9 examples. 3 we'll do together. The other 6 are in your group. I want to take the two triangles. Do I have enough information to say they're congruent? If you do, we're going to write a statement like we did yesterday, and then you're going to tell me the reason. Side, 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 or side, angle, side. All right, first up, does everyone see the two triangles we're talking about here? The two smaller ones? Good. I've already marked a pair of sides, and I've already marked a pair of angles. You are allowed to do 2 and only 2 markings on the diagram. The first marking you're allowed to do is if they share a side. These two triangles share a side? Name it. So you can mark that side. And how I mark a shared, aka reflexive side, I put an X there. That's how Mr. Carlino rolls. If you want to put a happy face, a heart, a star, I don't care. I put an X on a shared side. What's the other thing you're allowed to mark? I'll get to that in a couple minutes. But you can mark a reflexive side on your own. Now, this is definitely not side, side, side. I don't know anything about AD and DC, and you don't either. You're not going to assume anything. But is this angle in between? Let's figure it out. Everyone cover up one of the triangles for me with your hand. Cover up one of the triangles with your hand or finger. Is that angle in between the two sides that have been marked? Yes, it is. So guess what? This is side angle side. All right, so first answer is yes, they are congruent. Second part of this is write a statement. And remember, what do we have to make sure about our statements? Everything matches up. So somebody start me with one of the triangles. Go ahead, Charlie. Triangle.
ABD.
ABD, sure. So triangle ABD is congruent to, now match them up. Match up the sides and angles that correspond. If we call the first triangle ABD, the second triangle will be called CBD, good job. And the third part of this, these problems is by what method? What reason? You only have two. SAS, side, angle, side. Does everyone see the side, angle, side? All right, going on to number 2 now. Can you mark a reflexive side at all? Nope, so don't. Is this enough information? Is SS a reason? No, and you can't say, oh, those two are equal, so that must mean these two. Remember, there's no third sides theorem I told you yesterday. So this is it. This is all the information you have. Is it enough? Nope. So this would be, these triangles are not congruent. I don't have enough information. And they never will be congruent. I don't have a method coming up next week that's going to prove them congruent. Can you guys go to number 9 for me? I told you that there's 2 things you're allowed to mark on the diagram on your own that probably will not be marked. One is reflexive side. The second one, here it is right now, number 9. Take a look. You can mark these congruent if you see them on your own, because they won't be. I will never mark those congruent. That's up to you. And what are those called again? Vertical angles. Okay, so shared side, vertical angles you can mark on your own. It will never be marked on the diagram for you. So let's talk. Are these triangles congruent or not? Well, it's definitely not side, side, side. Cover up one of the triangles with your hand or finger if you need to. Is one of those vertical angles in between? No, yes or no? Nope. So these are not congruent. Okay, not congruent. You and your group, finish up the other 6. Be in agreement. Because I'm going to call on people here. Be in agreement. Yes or a no for number 3. Congruent or not? 1, 2, Olivia? Not congruent. That angle should be at E and P, right? That angle should be at E and P if they were congruent. So not congruent. How about number 4? What do we got for 4? 11, Will? Yes, what method? I'm not going to, just so you guys know, I'm not going to write the congruent statement because I write Will's down. It's probably different than somebody else's, but you're both correct. So just give me the method, Will. By what? Side, side, side. Yep. Number 5, hopefully you guys marked reflexive YA, but was that still good enough? Were they congruent or not? Where are we going here? Amy?
No.
Nope. Not enough information, right? Side angles, not away. How about 6, though? How about these 2 right triangles? Were they congruent? Ian? By? Side angle side. Good work, everybody. Good work. We're set so far. No issues yet. All right. This might have been the toughest one, I think. 7. Hopefully you marked MK reflexive. And what do we think? Congruent or not? Ones. Will, back to you. Oh, yeah, they are. By what method? Yeah, everyone. Some people don't see it. Again, cover up a triangle and take a look. The reflexive side is in, that angle is in between the 2 sides. All right, if you cover it up. Next, hopefully you guys mark PR as reflexive. And what do we got there? Ian, back to you. Bye. Yep. And then we already went over 9. So just before we move on, is everybody clear? I am never going to mark a reflexive side or vertical angles for you. That is up to you. Okay, that's your job to do that before you determine if they're congruent or not. They won't be marked by me. Next up, before we get into a proof, I'm still a little concerned that we don't understand what in between means. All right, the angle needs to be in between the sides, and then tomorrow I'm going to show you another method that the side has to be in between the angles. All right, so I want to make sure we're good here. So A, B, C. All right, everyone ready? What angle is in between side BC and side AC? BC and AC. Look where it is. Look where it is. 1, 2. Olivia, what side is in between? I start here. What angle is in between? BC and AC. Look at those sides and tell me what angle's in between them. Angle C. Good. So angle C. Okay, what sides include angle B? Meaning, let me rephrase this. What angle B is in between what two sides? Angle B in between what two sides? 1, Charlie. Angle B is in between what two sides?
Line segment AB and line segment CB.
You got it. AB and CB look good to me. What angles include AB? So again, rephrasing it, AB is in between what two angles? 1, 3. Ksenia, what do you have? Angle A and B. Good work. And then finally, what side includes angle A and C? What side's in between A and C? Angles A and angle C, what side's in between? 1, 5, Gabby? AC. Good work, everyone. So everyone all right on in between. All right, second piece of good news is these proofs aren't going to be too tough right away. And the reason why they're not going to be tough, how many reasons do you have right now to prove triangles congruent? How many reasons do you have? Yeah, you only have 2. So it's got to be side, 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 or it's got to be side, angle, side. Before we start this proof, please realize not possible is never a reason. Anytime we're doing a given and a prove and you do statements, reasons, you will be able to prove them congruent. Not possible is never a reason. And you're welcome here too. I marked all the sides and the angles. I even threw everything in the statements for you. You're welcome. I have a suggestion for you because these proofs are going to go, we're going to get to 8, 9 steps pretty quickly in this unit. And I want to make sure you understand how many sides and angles you have. So here's a suggestion. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. I'm not going to be offended if you don't want to use it. First given is A, B, and DC. Are those full sides in each of the triangles? Yeah, right? They are. So you're going to start seeing me put a little S in parentheses. That just tells me you have a pair of sides right now. And I'll show you why that's important. Angle BAC and angle DCA, are those full angles in each triangle? Yes, so I'm going to put an A in parentheses. So what this tells me before I even start, I'm responsible for one more pair of something. Because remember, you need 3 pairs. Side, 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 angle, side. You always need 3 pairs of either sides, angles, or a combination. And right now I have 2. So that tells me, all right, next step, I need to find another pair on my own. And again, these are pretty easy today. I can't make them too much more difficult. What's the other pair I'm going to be missing here on that diagram? 4, Doyle, good talk. 2, Zoe, what am I missing?
AD and BC.
Say that again?
AD and BC.
Okay, how am I going to get those congruent?
Or A.
Or,
C.
okay, so one of those I can do, one of them I can't do.
So AC.
So AC congruent to AC, right? Because I don't know how I'm going to show AD congruent to BC, right? I'm not going to be able to show that. So it's going to have to be AC congruent to AC. And why can I do that, Zoe? Reflexive, got it. And now next to this one, I can put a S. And now that tells me, okay, I'm done. I just have to make a determination what the method is now. And you guys get even luckier. You don't even have to worry about matching up sides or angles. You just copy the darn proof statement down. And what is my method? Why are these triangles congruent? 7 spot, Amy.
SAS.
Side, angle, side. Okay, you and your group, you have the final proof on your own. Let's see what you can do here for the final proof. You guys were given 2 pairs of sides already, so you guys know, oh, I got to find another pair of something on my own. Could be sides or angles. So looking at the diagram, what else did you guys find that was true? 1, 6. Zeev, what'd you find that was true?
Angle DFE.
Yep.
And HFG are congruent.
Angle
with
D,
vertical angles.
DFE and GFH. Okay. We're going to start writing this more and more in our proof. So I want to make sure this reason is what I'm looking for, not definition of vertical angles. Not vertical angles, and then I'm done. Vertical angles are, right, and what I had up in the pink sheets up there in Unit 2. Vertical angles are congruent. That is what I'm looking for when you write down vertical angles being congruent. All right, and that gives me a pair of angles. So it looks like I'm good. Triangle DFE is congruent to triangle HFG. And just give me the reason to finish this off. Finish it up, Charlie.
SAS.
Yep. Side angle side. Tomorrow we go over 2 more methods out of the 5. But for now, we're good. So you guys can go right to the textbook.